You said how he thinks, but he's gone. So how is he gonna think about his life when he's dead?
But bro. The fact that welcome to the Endless Sauce podcast. Today we are going to be talking about legacy. All right. So that's a really important word, and if you don't know what legacy means, it's basically just something that, when you die, what do you want to leave? Like what do you want your mark to be? It's not even about when you die. Like, people were talking to us about legacies in high school. Like, when you leave the walls of high school, what do you want your legacy to be? How did you kind of impact where you were at? So it's basically we just gonna be talking about what the impact that we want to leave on people in our lives or the world or whatever the hell we feel is important. So I'm gonna have my man over here start with what he wants his legacy to be.
What my legacy? What do I want to leave behind? I just want to leave behind something that I'm very proud of, something that I worked hard to build, and something that can never be broken down. Basically, to sum it up, it's like a unbreakable castle in a way. But like, it's hard to say because nobody really knows what they want to leave behind. It's more of like, it just happens at the end of their journey. You feel me? But what I want to leave behind is something worthwhile, and that's something that's timeless. Like, it can never fade away. It will always echo.
But the thing is, though,
in certain spaces,
that's kind of like a little bit vague, though.
Right? Because like I said, I don't exactly know what I want to leave behind. But besides something great,
it doesn't have to be like a thing, though. It could just be like
a memory.
It could be a memory. It could be a artwork. It could be like something, It doesn't like. I just said that. Yeah, I know. Right. I'm going back to what I said. All right, but like, it doesn't have thing in the sense of like physical thing. It could be an like idea. Like, for me personally,
creation.
Yeah, or even like freedom of expression. Like, for me, it's like, if I ever get to that level of status where it's like a lot of people recognize what I do, I want people to I want my legacy to be like, like, that guy was just a free ass dude. Like, everything that he did, basically he did it because he wanted to do it. And he was like, I want to leave behind like a legacy of like confidence too as well. Like, I want people to just be like, I can be confident because he was confident. But even if that, like, I don't necessarily get to the point where I get success
and read in like a history book or something, like,
I mean, in a sense, yeah, though. In a sense, yeah. I definitely, kind of want to be recognized.
So for somebody like, let me give you an example. Somebody like Kobe, rest in peace, by the way, legend. His name will always be echoed through time. He just done a lot of great achievements.
No, for sure. That even go beyond just where he worked, though.
Right.
And that's what really.
So you saying, like you said, confidence, right? But what can actually hold that can never be forgotten? You have to be specific.
But it's like, think about it. For Kobe, like, all right, for Kobe, it's like, it's his spirit. It's like his drive. Right. That's not a thing that you can touch.
Like the Mamba mentality.
Yeah. And his mentality, that's not like, all those are not things that you can touch, but they're ideas that they can resonate with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
someone's confidence is like an idea that can resonate with you as well.
Okay, so if that's when you want to leave behind, great, but what is the steps you're going to take to leave that behind? Because Kobe steps was he did many things, but the main thing he's known for is basketball.
I mean, the thing is, for me, like, that's why I don't really want to make it dependent on my, like, fame or anything, because that's kind of the easiest way to put it in. Like, I don't want to make it like, okay, but
that's the only thing for people to remember your legacy.
Not necessarily.
It is fame.
No, not necessarily. If you have children, and that's your legacy right there. Like, your children can essentially look up to their father. Like, wow, dad was this guy. That's your legacy right there. Okay. It doesn't always have to necessarily pertain to like your success in a field. I say essentially.
I say fame to say that people are going to know about what you did.
But the thing is, legacy is not only in terms of like it can just be literally on a small scale or a big scale. On a big scale, it's fame. On a small scale, it could be your brother.
But it's dependent on people. It's dependent on people knowing it, though.
In a sense, yes. Right. In a sense, yes. Yeah.
You're right. It's not like I can't say fully fame because fame is truly like a lot of people know who you are.
So think about it outside of fame, because not like we don't know. Not everybody can reach fame, and like just think about it outside of that. If you were to die today, what would you want to be known for? That's kind of just that's the question. Making it in the most simplest terms that you.
So let me ask you this. Can legacy be positive or negative?
You can have a negative legacy. Look at Hitler. killed a bunch of people.
Why am I laughing? Bro?
And he died. And
Bro,
we all know that. What? I'm dead. We all know that that's a negative legacy.
Right.
You can definitely have a negative legacy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Then I changed my answer. I want a positive legacy because I don't want to leave with something negative.
Yeah, for sure. Right. But yeah, it goes back to that same question. If you were to die today, how would you want to be remembered?
Something positive.
But something that's so abstract.
Right. And that's what I can say. As of right now, if I die right now, bro, I hope it's something positive. You feel me? Because there's not a lot to my name.
Aside from, but all right, you see, that's kind of also how you think about your life as well. You've achieved a lot up until this moment. You get what I'm saying? You might not think that, but you have. Think about it. There's some people that didn't even make it to your age right now. There's some people that didn't even make it to today. So you have achieved a lot. You might not think about it like, oh, I've achieved a lot.
But is it that significant though compared to what
some other people have doing?
Yeah.
But the thing is though,
compared to what they've hit, the strives and many things, the experiences they went through compared to mine.
I mean, but the thing is,
it's not really a legacy though. It's more like a memory.
But the thing is though, like, it's not about comparing yourself to what somebody else did. We all gonna die.
But then is it
and we all basically gonna have a different account of our lives.
But then is it really a legacy though?
Yes, because it's just that when you die or when you finish from something, what's left? How do you you know what I'm saying? How do you what is there? You get what I'm saying? I know that's a little bit vague, but it is a legacy though.
What is there, right?
What would you want to be known for?
Okay, so let's say that the average 20-year-old, right? From once is currently in college, maybe he's in law or whatever, right? And he's just going through life normally. He didn't do anything extravagant. He also has a normal job.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
When he passes away, God forbid, whatever. When he passes away, what will be left behind?
But the thing is, it's how he thinks about his life.
No,
and that's why the legacy question is
if he goes away, if he passes away, you said how he thinks, but he's gone. So how is he gonna think about his life when he's dead?
But bro, the fact that you don't think there's life after death is a whole nother question. That's a whole nother.
Okay, topic. But in this, we're talking about this realm. We're talking about this realm.
Look. But the thing is, he would still have ideas about his life. You don't gotta think about it so surface level. You know what I'm saying? It requires you to kind of think.
But legacy is something you leave behind, right? For somebody else.
It doesn't necessarily have to be for somebody else, though. It doesn't have to be for somebody else.
Okay, so then. Okay, such a legacy. Now I gotta know exactly what it means.
All right, bet. Now we'll give you the
definition, right?
All right, so right here it says the amount of money.
Let me see. What does legacy mean? Often when you think about legacy, it's something that is left behind after a person has passed.
Yeah.
Legacy is more about sharing that you have learned, not just what you have learned.
Let me see.
Not just what you
sharing what you have learned, not just what you have earned.
Oh, earned.
And bequeathing.
Earned.
Yeah, sharing what you've learned and yeah,
sharing what you learned. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can't really share what you learned if you're, you know what I'm saying.
But okay, I get you're thinking like that.
And guess what? Okay, who's to say? When I remember the analogy I just brought up, right?
Okay.
Who's to say that he didn't teach somebody something throughout his life, right?
Then that could be a part of his legacy.
You're right. He was
somebody who was a teacher.
Okay.
Somebody who if you had a conversation with him, you'd be changed.
So now my answer is different now. What I want to leave behind.
Okay. Yes.
What I want to leave behind is an powerful, a progressive mindset to anybody that I speak to or anybody I talk to.
Okay.
So it's to keep going, and even if during hard times, even during rough times, you need to learn that even if you keep going to this journey or pursue this journey, there's always something good at the end.
For sure.
And that's something I want to leave behind.
Yeah, I agree 100% too, because I look at my life sometimes and think about times where I didn't think I would make it. And, I'm here today. So it's definitely I agree with that 1,000%.
All right.
Because it happens like that.
All right.
And, that's how life is.
Okay. So it's not really about fame.
But yeah, it doesn't have to be about fame. Because the thing is, it's just basically it's
as long as you interacted with somebody and make them learn something.
And it doesn't even have to be that. It could just be I chase my dreams. My legacy is that I chase my dreams, or my legacy is that I with somebody who just did what he wanted.
But you saying that has to affect somebody some way, shape, or form. If it's not affecting somebody, then it's not a legacy.
The thing is, not all, because think about it. Not everyone has that, like, you know, like, chance to be, you know, touch people like that all the time. You know?
You're not leaving a legacy then?
Not necessarily. It could just be a personal legacy. You get what I'm saying?
Then it's not a legacy. Because it says legacy is giving.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily say leaving behind for somebody else.
But so you're giving something to somebody else.
But the thing is, it's not a thing. It's an idea.
Okay, you're giving an idea to somebody else.
Not even to somebody else.
Then it's not a legacy.
No, bro. Look,
read the definition again.
Bro, it's not giving.
That's
sharing
what
what you have learned. All right.
Sharing what you have learned. That means you're giving an idea or something to somebody else.
Yes. Okay.
If you're not giving it to somebody else, then it's not a legacy.
Okay, I can give you that. But the thing is, I also believe in something called like a personal legacy. That it's not necessarily, doesn't need to necessarily be for somebody else. It's just, that's why I'm saying it goes back to that question. If you personally died, and what would you have to like essentially, what would you think about it? Or what would you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get what you're trying to say, but the choice of word wouldn't be legacy though.
I hear that.
More like a self-taught.
Okay, I feel that. I can agree with that. Maybe it's a different word.
Right.
Maybe it's a different word. But yeah.
I get what you're trying to say.
I feel that.
I mean,
but
then it goes into the topic of something life before death. I mean, life after death.
I mean, true. But that's a different.
Right, but that's what you're leading.
Scope.
But that's what you're leading to.
But, all right, yes, but it's not only like life after death, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yes, it has a big thing to do with when someone's passed, or even just when.
So let me ask you this: when you say you self-taught yourself, or like you claim self-legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
What period of time do you get that?
What do you mean? Oh, like I mean, mostly it could be like, like I'll give you an example of like high school. When you leave high school, let's say you left a legacy. All right, like let's say you were a jock, right? And you brought like, I don't know, mad championships to the school and shit. Or you were just that cool ass dude in school and shit. Maybe that was your legacy, you feel me? Like but it's just like that. It's not even about passing, it's just when you leave something. There are different points of your life that you can have different legacies.
I'm talking about your definition of legacy. That's the normal definition of legacy.
Like, what you're saying? I think it could be at any times of your life. When you graduate, you graduate 5th grade,
right,
you left a legacy on that school. Right. When you graduate middle school, you left a legacy on that school.
Right.
When you leave a relationship, you left a legacy on somebody else.
Right.
When you, I don't know.
We understand
there's so many different possibilities.
But you said that
it could be at any point in time in your life.
You said that you left a legacy for yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Because with all those examples that you just showed,
that's hockey
that's a legacy for somebody else. Right.
Yeah.
So what did you mean by
like a personal legacy? Like something that you basically like amounted your life to. Everyone has thoughts about their life. You feel me? So like, let's say like, God forbid I die today. I'm thinking to myself like, my life amounted to this. Maybe that was my personal legacy.
And that's what I mean that then it goes to the topic of life after death. Because now you're thinking consciously about what you've done in your life. But
yes.
Does that mean that life is after that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a whole nother topic that we will get into another time.
Okay.
Because that's
something that you got into.
Huh? Because we briefly. The thing is, when we get on here, like, it's a lot of things that you can touch upon, but not go in depth into. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that for sure we can definitely get into. Let's cut this one off. You go to the next one.
This nigga, right?
No cap. You don't want to. The thing is, you don't want to like bring so many things that's just like You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
I just wanted to make you understand what you were trying to say.
No, I hear that.
But yeah, what's the next topic?
All right, thank you guys for watching.